Pristatysiu mūsų pranešėją. Hereby I present you our next speaker. This is Mr. Thibault Van Renne, who is the founder and the owner of a company likely named Thibault Van Renne. And the theme of his presentation is the future of luxury rugs in economics, design, sustainability, and fair trade. Mr. Van Renne, the floor is yours as soon as you hooked up. Like this.
Okay. Hello Lithuania, hello Vilnius. I hope everybody's having a good day. I want to thank the organizers for organizing this event. I think it's really amazing, and a lot of people came, so that's really good. I'm Thibault Van Renne. I'm the founder of the brand which carries my name. In the 70s, my father started importing carpets from the Middle East. You know, the classic Oriental carpets that now people think are very boring. And I grew up with my father traveling, finding those pieces, and I got very interested in it. And when I was 23, I started my own company, and we made more modern carpets. And in 2012, we went international with the brand, and now we are selling our rugs all over the world, and we even have a showroom right here in Vilnius in Lithuania. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our carpets. So that's me. For the people in the back that can't see me, this is me. So today I'm going to talk very briefly. I'm not going to bore you with long discussions, but about economics, marketing, design, sustainability, and fair trade, which are key parts of our company. So the first part is the economics. In the last years, we've seen a significant increase in high-end carpets. This is mainly because there is a lot of the same on the market and a lot of boring plain carpets you can get everywhere, and people are looking more and more for something unique, something beautiful. And so they try to look on the market what is available. We get emails every day from in Australia, South Korea, America, Canada, you name it, they find us online, and they are looking for something special. So, and we see this increase every year, and this is why also we increase our showrooms, that we have more and more showrooms all over the world to be closer to our customers, and because of the raise in the demand. Another reason is because there is a price war in the low end. We have seen in the last 10 years that the middle part of the market was going up to zero because people weren't interested in it anymore. So either people buy a very cheap rug or a very high-end rug. And I decided to do high-end because I believe that it should be, you know, quality, more beautiful, just like the Oriental rugs that we used to find in the Middle East, but in a modern design. And I wasn't going to get into price wars in the low end, because then I cannot make a beautiful product and we cannot get people interested. So that's also the feeling of the mid-end rugs. And then, of course, we have seen a customer shift. We used to have a lot of private customers straight to our showroom, and nowadays we have a lot of interior designers that come to us from sometimes really big companies that want us to produce rugs for them in their projects, or sometimes even in their own design, their own collection, that we also make for them. Yes. So I spoke briefly about copies and about the same. So what happens in these high-end rugs, because they are more popular, there are of course a lot of people that want to copy that concept, copy the design. But in my opinion, it's not a bad thing, because it increases the value. Because if you put the copy next to the original, the difference is so big that people will always buy the original. You know, if you look at stores like Louis Vuitton, I was in Venice. You know, people are outside standing to sell the copies, but the visitors, they pass by it, the people that sell the copies, and go into the store and buy the original, even though it's a lot more expensive. So we believe that it even increases the demand for high-end and for the original because people understand that the original has a real value. It's not only real, but it's also better quality. Also, the original should be sold in a showroom, because carpets, it's difficult to sell them in our trade online with a price, because a rug that has a higher value, people should be, explained. They should have get a kind of explanation how it is made, why it has a certain value, and so on. So the value of the original is also raised by the sales advice by our staff that I train myself personally, and therefore is fully equipped to explain you everything about carpets, from how it's made to the finishing of the production, the different qualities, the different designs. We need to explain to the customer everything from A to Z, because there's a lot to know about carpets, and especially about ours. The next part is marketing. I always say, in an interior you need a sofa because you need to sit down, but a rug you don't necessarily need, so it creates for us a big opportunity in marketing, that we can convince the customers that you do need a rug, and not only just a normal rug, but a high quality one, a beautiful one, because a beautiful rug can totally transform your room. I'm going to show you some examples later of before and after, to have you see to make you experience the difference. So in marketing, there's a lot of ways we do marketing, of course. Nowadays, there is very aggressive marketing strategies, where companies invest a huge amount of money, and then I come to the scattered marketing, of course, because you can do marketing in all different ways. You used to have marketing only TV and the newspaper, but nowadays it's of course the internet with social media, with Google AdWords, there is Facebook, there is Twitter, and we are active on all the fronts, and we tend to scatter and put our attention on the different parts of the marketing. In the luxury world, this is also very important, because we know who our customer is, we know how to target them, so we can use these tools better, because in marketing that's the most important thing. Who is our customer? What will they buy? So we use these tools to reach to our clients, and we get better in them more and more. Our competitors really suffer with that, because as I say, it's not a conventional item, it's not something you buy every day, you buy usually once, especially in our quality. So when you ask people where can you get a high quality beautiful rug, they usually don't know. So that's where we try to target them when they look on Google or on Facebook and so on. And of course, we are physically present in the trade fairs. We do the different trade fairs. We do the IMM in Cologne. Next week we will be in Salone del Mobile in Milano. You should visit us. We are in the new pavilion, Pavilion 1. It's the ex-luxury hall, the new pavilion, where we will be across other luxury brands. And then of course we are present in magazines, we organize events. We had a very nice opening in our showroom here in Lithuania, but we also organize events in Belgium and along the trade fairs that we do. So it's a combination of all these things that make the marketing successful. It's not one thing that we do. It's what I say there, an unclear strategy in one. I mean that it's not like one thing we can do, it's all these things we have to do together. So the strategy is in one way unclear, but in another way very clear. How do we make the product attractive? We do interesting photo shoots in unusual situations, unusual places. We have celebrities that talk about our product sometimes. We did very nice interior design with our rugs for the Royal Palace in the Netherlands, but also in Denmark. We work together with famous companies in America and all across the world. So they also make our product attractive, but we usually also use very high-end materials, which I will discuss later also, which give a very high-end value to our product, and this is also how to make the product attractive. Then, of course, every time we have to use this marketing because we have to find new customers all the time. because they only buy it once. Our carpets last 20 years or more, so customer will not easily come back once they have rugs from us. So we try to find returning customers, which are of course the interior designers. So when they have a new project, they need new rugs, they come to us and they order new ones for the projects that they're working on. So that's basically our marketing strategy in a nutshell. Then the evolution of hand-knotted rugs throughout the years. You know, classic carpets, we call them classic nowadays, are the Iranian carpets. They've been around. You know, the oldest carpet they found in a cave in Russia, in Siberia actually. It was after investigation determined that it was more than 3,000 years old, or around 3,000 years old. It's called the Bazarik rug, and it came from Iran, from old Persia, and it was hand knotted, and it was already quite detailed with horse riders and so on. So up until let's say the 60s, the 70s, even the 80s, it was still very classical rugs that were popular. But then there came a shift. There were rugs also hand knotted in Nepal by Tibetan weavers, and they were making very modern designs, just a border or something very simple, 2 colors, 3 colors. And that really started the modern trend in rugs. And then of course, up until 2008, when India came also back, India always made like kind of copies of Iranian carpets, but then they started making also modern, also in their own design. And then we started working with India as well, because for us it was a big opportunity. We can make a custom size, we can make a custom design. And this was not possible in Iran. In Iran you cannot tell them, make this design, make this size, make this coloration. They won't do it. They are bound by rules of the government that this area should make this kind of design and this kind of coloration, also out of tradition. So we had to move to India, sorry. But in India we use the same method like the Iranians do. The Iranian weaving, the finishing, everything's the same like an Iranian carpet, but in a modern design. And this opened up huge possibilities for our company. And from that moment on, we made everything in a custom size and a custom design, custom coloration for all our customers. Like I said, we make anything design approach. And this approach from 2012, where I decided to make my own design, because I didn't want to buy somebody's design and sell it. I wanted to create my own ideas, my own design. And that's when my company really took off, and we got customers suddenly from all over the world that really said, okay, this design is something new, something refreshing, something nice, and we can order it in any size, any shape, so you are an interesting partner to work with, and so they started working with us. So that's kind of really quickly explained to you the evolution of the hand-knotted carpets. Generally, people tend to make differences in design in rugs in 4 categories. There might be a little bit more, but I try to keep it simple. So you have the classic design, like I said, the typical Iranian, Persian designs. There is the modern. Modern refers to a period which is already past, and contemporary refers to the now. So the carpet that is made now is contemporary. And then of course transitional are designs that are a transition from classic to modern. So you still can recognize some classic elements, but as a whole, when you look at it, it comes across as contemporary. For example, classic design, we created new classic designs 2 years ago, where we used gold threads, like gold, silver, and bronze threads in the rug. You can't really see up close here. You should see our website. You can see it from very close. Every year our company does something nobody else has ever done, and that year it was the gold threads, the metal threads actually, so the gold, silver, bronze that we use inside the rugs. So we created a classic pattern, but we used the bronze threads to make it unique. And modern, this is a carpet which represents the modern designs. It was Luri Baft, it's made in Iran. Baft is Persian for knot, and Luri is the name of the tribe, so it's a tribal rug. It was at that time very contemporary. This is from, let's say, end of the 90s, beginning of the nillies, so it's like modern, at that time, modern design. And then contemporary today, these are two designs of us. Left is our abstracts collection, and on the right you see our grunge collection. These are very contemporary designs. Why? Because they're in high demand at the moment. It's abstract kind of a painting. It looks like a painting, but it's made for the floor, and it's made out of very high-end materials, which makes it look not only very beautiful, but you can also really use it for a long time. And they're very attractive and easily to combine in many kind of interiors. Transitional, like I said, you see it looks quite contemporary, but you recognize a lot of classic elements. On the left is my design Iceberg, which got nominated for the Carpet Design Awards. And then in the middle is our new ancient collection, where we use a special finishing of sandblasting. You know, nowadays when you renovate a building, facade, you use sandblasting. We use that technique on rugs to make them look even more ancient, more vintage. And on the right is our Vivian collection, which has a very nice flow of colors. All of these you can get in many colors, any size, any design. But they are good examples of what is a transitional design. So again, classic elements, but the look is modern or contemporary. Then sustainability is something that not a lot of people talk about in our business, but for us it's very important. You know, everybody nowadays talks about the environment. We have the strikes in Brussels in front of the European Parliament, young people that strike on school because they want to save the climate and so on. We have always been very careful with that because we use only natural materials that come from nature. Wool comes from the sheep, silk, it's also a natural product. Cotton, we have our own plants for that. So, and then of course the way in production, it's an eco product, and we are operating in accordance with the provisions used under the Water Act. So it's I have to read this because it's quite interesting. So we are recognized by the state of Rajasthan, India, as one of a very small group of companies in the rug industry that are committed to maintaining and restoring wholesome water. So basically, we reuse 80% of the water that we use in the production, and the water is also filtered after the dyeing, because in the dyeing we use chemicals to dye the wool and the silk. And of course, if those chemicals came into the environment, it would be very bad. So what we do is we filter the water so that none of these particles go into the sewers. And so that's why we're the first company in India with our production to achieve the required certifications for all the environmental requirements across water and other standards. And we're very proud of that. So we invested a large sum of money to deliver a significant impact on the global sustainability during our production. So also the longevity of our products, so the rugs, they last 20 or 30 years, so it's not that they use up quickly and you have to buy another one. We don't believe in the garbage society, like we buy something cheap and then we'll buy something new next year. No, you buy a carpet from us, it's for life because you'll never wear it. So this is also part of this eco strategy, so that the environment is safe from a huge production. You only have to buy it once. And of course, also our carpet has been tested for fire retardation, because a lot of projects that we do for hotels and so on, it's important to get to be according with the fire standards. And the company that tested our rugs said that we had the highest score in the history of their company, that it wouldn't even start smoking or anything. It just doesn't burn at all. So we have the BLFS1 class, which is the highest class for fire retardation. And of course, like I said, the materials that we use are natural, so it's 100%, in my opinion, 100% eco product. And another aspect is, of course, fair trade, which is very important. We have been a proud member of care and fair since, I believe, 2008, if I'm not mistaken. Care and Fair is the biggest organization worldwide that fights against child labor in our kind of industry. It means that the companies that we work with are regularly checked, and also that not only no children are present working at our looms, but also that we invest in the fight against it in other companies where it does happen, and we build schools and hospitals for the children and the families of our weavers, people that weave our carpets. They can go to the hospital for free, children can go to school for free, and they get a good education and they get a good future. Because we believe that in this way we have happy people working for us, healthy people working for us, they work better, and they will stay working for us. Because in the areas where we work, there is a shortage of weavers. It means that sometimes we don't find enough weavers for the production if we don't give them a good salary and a good support. So because we do all these things, they stay with us, they believe in us, and they keep working with us, and we have a good production and everybody's happy. Because I believe a happy employee will be more productive and an employee. Like I said, fair wages. Also because the rugs that we make, they're so detailed, we need weavers that have 15 years experience or more. So we have to give them a good salary or they will just go somewhere else to work. But we believe that this is a good thing, and so everybody should be happy from the beginning till the end consumer. Everybody should be happy, and then it is a good and sustainable company. The future of the luxury carpets. I tend not to speak about luxury carpets because when you say luxury, people always think that it's, oh, I can't afford it, it's only for super rich people. But we have carpets that are also decently priced. You should visit our showroom in Lithuania. My colleague Simonas, who's here today, will give you a nice tour and explain to you about the different qualities that we have. But why do I say this? Because I rather speak about qualitative carpets, because quality is one of the core values of our company. We have a wish that is a bit counterintuitive, you might say. We wish that we have more competitors in our market, because we believe that the increase in competitors on our level would increase the demand of the level of the carpets that we have. So it will be better for everybody, not only economically for our company, but also for the future of the environment and also the future of the quality of carpets, because there's so much rubbish carpets on the market right now, unfortunately, that are so cheap, and the carpet shed, the wool comes off, you wear them in a few years, that we would like to see more quality, because if there are so many bad qualities carpets on the market, it reflects badly on our business, because people think carpets, it's a bad product, and there's no quality in the carpets, and we want to change that. We want to give the carpet back the respect it deserved and the respect it got in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and so on. That's why I try to make carpets in that kind of quality, but in a contemporary design. That's our philosophy. And then, of course, we believe in quality, and quality will always survive. Price is but a number. If you buy a carpet of a lower price today, but you have to buy another one in 3 years, after 10 years, those carpets will become expensive because you will have spent more than on one rug of high quality. So that's why I say price is only a number. We want to put a stop to looking for the cheaper products, because, again, we don't believe that it has value. Luxury carpets will always survive, they will always be there, because everybody likes a beautiful product. So our task is to make beautiful things. So now we're going to show you some rugs and interiors. This is our Reline collection. This is grunge. You see all of our carpets, even if they have colors, the colors will always be muted. So if it has pink, it will be not flashy Barbie pink, it will be more soft. It will not be aggressive. There are other brands that do this strategy. They do use very aggressive colors. We use more calm and quiet colors because we want to, because our carpets last 20 years or more. We want to create designs that are timeless, that will last forever. So the design and the colors must be soft and timeless. Also here there is a lot of color, a lot of pattern, but it works perfectly in a very contemporary interior. Oh, sorry. Sometimes we have customers, they want that color, we can make it. We can make any design, any color, and any quality. This is a very good exercise. So you don't always have to change your whole interior to make it look better. If you just put a beautiful rug inside, you can see the tremendous difference it makes. Can you believe this is the same room, the left and the right? So just by changing the rug, you can have a totally different look, and it really rejuvenates the room. And if after you still want to change some furniture, you can, but it's not always necessary. So a rug can really make the difference. Also here you can see, if you just change the rug, it gives more light to the room, more life, and more air as well, in my opinion. Another one, so it's more clean, more contemporary. It creates also more space. On the left it looks like a small room, on the right it looks like a very large and wide room. So you can imagine what a rug can do to an interior. And that's the kind of message we want to give to our customers and to our potential customers, that we can make the difference. And it's sometimes better to start with the rug and then build everything around it than to buy the rug in the end, because it gives you a lot more possibilities on choosing your rug. Our showroom, our beautiful showroom, I'm very proud to have a showroom also here in Vilnius, thanks to my colleague and partner Thomas Tekorus and his beautiful wife Emily Tekore, yes. In our country the last name doesn't change, but here it does, if you're a man or a woman, so that's new for me. But here you can see some pictures of our showroom. I invite you all to visit it. It's in Gedimino Street 47 in Vilnius. We have a wide variety of all our collections, and we have also samples in different colors. And if you have a certain color, you can give us a sample of the color that you like. We can put it in the rug and it will be exactly that color. So we are here to help you if you have a project, you look for something specific, or even if you have your own design and you would like to have your own design in the interior that you are building. We would like to be your partner and offer you the options that we have. And we are looking for long-term cooperation with our quality rugs, and I'm sure that with the team that we have and the strong support, we can support you also in your project, and we would love to work with you. So voila, so this is what my colleague Simonas wrote. Do not forget, next time you think about our rugs, it should be the first name to come to mind. We will be happy that you think of us when you have a project, and for the rest, we wish you a pleasant day, and thank you for listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Van Renne. After such an I don't know, information-packed presentation, I only kind of suspect that right now there are, and your invitation to increase the competition in your field.
Yes.
I believe there are some new startups forming right now via
Please.
Facebook Messenger in this room.
Yes.
Yes. So, because, you know, citing my favorite movie, The Big Lebowski, the room, the rug is what really ties the room together.
Absolutely.
So I only have one question. You mentioned that you are the ones who are being copied, and the question is, where do you drive your information from? Where the inspiration?
Yeah. It's a question I get very often. For me, it's about, I really like art, so I visit a lot of art shows, art fairs, museums, whenever I travel, and I'm in a town that I've never been before, I always go to the museum. I can really get inspired by that. When I make my designs, I put my music on, and I get inspired by that as well. It puts me in a certain mood. But it can basically be anything. I remember I was on holiday and I had the sun in my eye, and I look away and I saw this, when you have that sun flash in your eyes after you see the sun. And I closed my eyes and I saw something. I said, oh, that would be nice as an idea. So I created now this new collection. It's called Sun Flash. You see in the middle like a strong bright part, and around it is darker. It's simple ideas can create something really beautiful, and it doesn't have to be always complicated. But it can come from architecture. Beautiful architecture can give me an idea. When I walk into clothes like fashion, I really like fashion. I watch fashion shows. I get inspired by that, by the colors, by the designs, by the unique details they put into the clothes. So that can inspire me as well. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.